investigation.
Perfect. So
Okay.
first, just give us a rundown of what happened when you guys got the call.
Okay. What happened this morning about 1:45 a.m., the Okmulgee Police Department received a call from a resident, and the resident said that there is a burglary in progress. Two officers responded. One went to the front door to contact the resident. The other one went to the rear of the residence. As the officer was in the rear of the residence, an individual ambushed the officer. There was an exchange of gunfire, and the officer was shot. And then the individual fled from the scene westbound on foot, and it's believed that he was armed with an AK-47 rifle.
Did the officer fire back at the suspect?
Yes, there was exchange of gunfire, so both the officer fired back, and then of course the individual was firing.
And then where was the officer hit at on his body?
Don't know where he was hit, but he was transported to St. Francis Hospital in Tulsa, and reported that he's in stable condition and he's alert and talking.
And I know you guys are not investigating or searching for the suspect, so what is your role in this investigation?
The OSBI is requested to investigate the use of force against the officer and also the force that the officer used against the individual. So basically it's a use of force, basically against the officer and by the officer.
And what has Okmulgee Police told you about the search for this suspect or anything about the suspect?
Yes, I talked with Chief Joe Prentice with the Okmulgee Police Department, and he said there's about 30 officers, law enforcement personnel searching for this individual. And those agencies are of course, the Okmulgee Police Department, Creek Nation Light Horse Police, District 25 Task Force, the FBI, U.S. Marshal's Office, and the Oklahoma Highway Patrol.
Wow. How are they going about looking for them? Are they going door to door? Are they checking businesses, highways?
Well, that's some of the tactics involved. So, they have a perimeter set up, and they're just using whatever tactics that they use in manhunt, so it would include all those things.
Well, we know the school district is asking people not to come to summer school and the feeding program and practice today. So is there a threat to the public?
Well, anytime there's somebody, who's involved in something like this and who is armed and not found, there is concern for the safety of the community, and so everybody should be very conscious of their surroundings and what's going on. And of course, if they see anybody that's suspicious, that doesn't seem to belong where they are normally at, they should call the authorities.
And as far as the investigation now, I mean, there's still a lot of authorities out here in this area. What are they doing right now?
Well, again, the OSBI, we're conducting our investigation as it evolves, and then of course the people doing the manhunt, they're doing that type of activity.
Do they know if Harris was shot? Do they think he might have got hit?
I've not received any information regarding if he suffered any wounds.
Does he have any sort of criminal history?
I don't know that. I can find out and get back with you and see if that's releasable. So, but I don't know that off the top of my head.
And as far as the investigation goes, he's the only person that authorities are looking for. Is that correct?
That's correct. He's the only individual that's being searched for at this time. Yes.
How did you guys identify him? How do you know who he is?
I was told that there is some type of relationship between him and the resident of the house.
And is that who called 911 or called this morning the person inside of the house?
Yes, it was reported the resident of the house called the Okmulgee Police Department, reported a burglary in progress.
So he did not actually get in the house?
Don't know about that.
Okay.
We don't know the relationship between the homeowners and the suspect at this time, though.
Huh.
Just that there might have been some sort of
There is some sort of relationship. That's all we're going to say about that.
What about the officer who was on the front of the house? Did he go to the back when he heard the gunshots?
I have not received any information that I could ask and find out, but I don't know at this time.
Yeah, so we're told the OSBI is investigating the use of force. So at this time, all you know is that you're investigating the officer that fired the shot and no one else involved, officer-wise.
Well, basically use of force, and of course we look to see, what all is involved, whether there's any more. But right now we know the one officer for sure, and then just to see how the investigation, evolves from that. But right now we know the one officer.
And is it standard to pay or place them on paid leave or anything like that?
Well, that's up to the Okmulgee Police Department how they handle their officers.
Was the officer shot with the AK-47?
haven't talked to the investigator. So right now, the only weapon I know of as far as a suspect would be the AK-47. Now, I don't know if they had any other weapons involved
Right.
or not. So that's all I know right now.
Okay.
Do you know how many rounds were fired between both parties?
No, that's just still part of the investigation to determine that.
And the officer who was shot, he's a man.
That's what I'm believing.
Okay.
Yes.
And is he a newer? Do you know if he's a newer officer or if he's been with the force for a while?
I don't know that. I'd have to find out.
I think that's good. Thank
Do
you so
we?
much.
Are there other law enforcement agencies around here that are actively searching as well?
Well, I gave you the
Like,
list. That's the list that I got from Chief Prentice.
But outside of Okmulgee, other law enforcement agencies, police departments are looking in their cities.
Don't know about
Okay.
that. I couldn't say what they're doing in
Okay.
other communities.
Okay.
Kind of going off that, do you know the radius that they're searching?
The radius? No, I do not know the radius.
How are they searching right now? What are the methods that they're using?
Well, the different methods would be just like it was reported earlier. They could go house to house. They could just search the streets, the different buildings, things like that. Just whatever they need to do to look for somebody. That's all there is to it.
But they've already swept this area, so they think there's no danger to downtown.
Well, I don't know that.
You don't know
what
that.
I don't
Okay.
know what they've done or what they have not done.
Is it possible that someone picked him up?
Well, anything's possible.
I think that's good. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thanks. Let me get my follow-up question. You want to know?
If he was hit by the AK-47 or another gun.
I want to know if any other weapons are registered to him, or if we're concerned he might have any other weapons.
Well, he probably didn't get that one legally. He just got out of prison.